Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. So I just want to short and brief. Um, there's a lot of people saying, "Well, Victor Conte did his time." I got a DM or two or three, and I want to say this: Willie Monroe had to drop out of a fight 2 or 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, because he was popped dirty under the advisement of Victor Conte. Now he's gonna cop a plea and said, "Oh, he must have got it from GNC. He wasn't. It wasn't none of my products." But Willie Monroe has been training and using his products to prepare for Jamal Charlo. So at the end of the day, he was guilty in 2008. He's guilty in 2016, and I have no doubt that this will not be the last. Damn sure ain't the first. And these videos that I'm doing now is just going to be an I told you so video when it does happen again. But it's very clear, it's very evident. If his athletes miss one dosage or miss one pill or miss one session or, allegedly it gets them off their cycle. You know what I mean? I have no doubt that they go to the brink of cheating. I just believe it, and I don't think he's good for the sport. I think he's terrible for the sport. Say what you want, say how you feel. If you condone this, I actually believe that they need to trump up charges on him, because if they fought under these conditions, he's an accessory to assault with a deadly weapon. He's an accessory to attempted manslaughter. You understand what I'm saying? These PEDs make you superhuman. I've seen it. When I was in college, I had the privilege of working out with professional athletes, and I was 17, 18 then. I didn't take it, but in order to be great, you had to take these supplements, and I worked out with them every day, and I was just a small time athlete. These are big time D1 athletes, and potential Olympic athletes, NBA, NFL athletes, and they chose to do what they did. I wasn't a professional. I knew I wasn't going to be pro. I knew I had to get a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? So, but at the end of the day, if you listen, I don't know how clear I got to be. No one is going to, it doesn't matter how much you celebrate John Jones and say he's the best to ever do it. There's an asterisk by his name. He's been popped a few times. Every fight that I've seen John Jones, and I don't follow UFC. I only follow UFC when it makes the bottom line. So that means I only follow it when there's big names, right? Boxing is just it's today's boxing is completely different than yesterday's boxing, man. It's more socially apt, meaning that it's more contemporary. We know about their lives, we know about their families on an everyday. A lot has to do with social media, and YouTube media has a great deal to do with that. So, so every time I've heard about John Jones the last 3 years or whatever the case may be, he's gotten popped. I don't know how many times he's gotten popped, but at the end of the day, people aren't going to respect him as the best. I mean, people may say he's the most skilled and he's this, he's that, but as much as I respect these boxers that I that I admired in my youth, and Floyd Mayweather is the cleanest fighter in the history of boxing, of contemporary modern day boxing. So at the end of the day, he is his own moniker, TBE. So I respect him. And another thing Floyd Mayweather did was exceptional. He fought at his walking around weight, for the most part. I mean, if he trained, Floyd could have made 140. But he was such an elite guy in the boxing ring that it superseded anything that anyone else could do, any other strengths or assets anyone else had in the ring. But as I digress back into Victor Conte, the next person, there's going to be someone else that gets popped under the advisement of Victor Conte, and he's going to say it wasn't because of me. And what you guys going to say? Well, it was all his fault. It was this. Listen, you have professional athletes cheating to win. And everyone under the acknowledgement of that athlete needs to be put on charges. You got guys like, and this is just me just knowing, you got guys like Tank Davis, the Charlos, the Spence, um, the Deontay Wilders, um, doing stuff the right way. Leo Santa Cruz, doing stuff the right way, and they should be rewarded for it. They should be fighting an honest person, and Abner Mares, like good guys who represent the sport of boxing well, So at the end of the day, I have no, it's like drunk driving to me. It was you was a willing participant. There's degrees of there's levels to you saying yes. You got to think about it. You got to buy it. You got to go. You got to digest it. You know what I mean? There's so many different levels. You have so many different ways out. There's so many doors to you taking an illegal PED. Just like there's so many doors to you being a drunk driver and doing harm to someone else. You got to plan your evening. You got to put money in your pocket. You have to go to the destination. You got to stay there 3 hours. You have to get in the car. You got to start the engine. You know what I mean? You have too many outs, and I think that there's no union in boxing, so it's quite challenging. But if a boxer wanted to press charges on someone, it could do some harm. So at the end of the day, man, I think Victor Conte is bad for boxing. One of his fighters was just popped 3 weeks ago, and so we'll just move on. But it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. Trust me. And when it does happen again, I'm not going to say I told you so. I'm going to say, in addition to me saying I told you so, but that won't be my primary argument. My primary thing I will say, Victor Conte needs to be out of the sport of boxing. And I don't know what his parole or his probation says, but I haven't seen it with no other professional athletes. So I'm willing to bet baseball said, you got to go. You know what I mean? So we'll see. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to join the Patreon. The link is in the description box. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.